Hey guys, Rex here. I'm reading the comments on my recently posted video on the EP5 versus the Schmidt & Bender PM2. And I'll tell you something. It's pretty funny. Like, I know that it blows people's minds that technology and manufacturing changes over time. Did you know that that could happen? But like the amount of tears flowing like Niagara Falls from some of these comments, man. I tell you what, I truly believe that a lot of you guys truly do have your actual ego and your manhood tied up in your equipment identification. And I'm sorry if you bought an expensive scope and the guy next to you is more happy with his cheap scope than you are with your expensive one. That's not my problem though, see? So like, let me read one from Mr. Heath Health Freak, okay? These Arken shills are getting crazy. It's amazing how a $500 scope is always better than a $3,500 scope. I'm not trusting anyone involved with Arken. Guys, do you remember for those first 20 years or whatever, how long has it been? I mean, I've been running Schmidt & Bender for way longer than Arken. And Steiner. I was one of the first guys to run Steiner when they came out with the rifle scopes. And people would always give me a hard time then, like, what are you, some kind of scope snob, elitist, Rex? What do you think, we're all rich? And for 15 years, and how long have I been doing YouTube now? I don't know, has it been 15 years of YouTube? Ay. Talk about dealing with a huge amount of children emoting on the keyboard because someone gives a report of the performance of an item. But for those first 15 years, man, I pushed tier 1 stuff because that's the only stuff that worked for years, for decades. It was the only stuff that used to be configured to even work, let alone actually work. After the videos started creating huge market pressure on the industry because long-range shooting started getting popular, around the time I started posting those long-range shooting tutorials, I don't know if you guys remember that, it became very popular. And then there was big market pressure for normal scope manufacturers to try their hand at building high-quality tactical style scopes. So let me explain something to you guys. I know that, like, it's very difficult without training, and I do provide the training, by the way. You can find it on my Patreon. Yes, I am a capitalist. Yes, you do have to pay to get there. On how to not act like a 14-year-old girl when someone says Ford or Chevy and you're the other guy, or I like Dodge better. If you get emotional when someone else likes their Ford and you like your Chevy better, like, I don't even know what to say. So these Arken shills are, what is a shill? Am I a shill that I report to you that a Toyota Corolla has more horsepower and is more reliable than a 1936 Rolls Royce Phantom II, like the car in Indiana Jones? Like, if you find one of those, what are they, hundreds of thousands of dollars now, like in mint condition? Rex is a shill for Toyota. Rex says that an old beat-up $500 Toyota Corolla gets better mileage and has more horsepower than the Rolls Royce from Indiana Jones. Yeah, it does. He's a shill. I don't trust him anymore. That other car's $500,000. How can the $500 car have more power? It's a Toyota. They don't have more horsepower than a 1936 Rolls Royce. Yes, it does. Sorry. Cry me a river. Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. You guys are funny. It's pure gold entertainment for me. So you can type in there and cry all you want about how your classic model, whatever, of which I bet you have more invested into that kind of stuff than you guys do. But guess what? I'm a man, and my ego is not attached to me showing up on the range with the most expensive damn scope I can find. Although I could do that all day long and have different scopes every day because I was a professional in that field and had to have that equipment at the time when that was the only equipment that worked. But I do have to honestly report when you guys, for years, for decades, you guys were asking me, Rex, Like, you need to show us options that we can afford, like a normal person can afford. Okay. And then I do it. And then you freaking cry about that. That's on you. Thinking I'm losing sleep because of your hate mail? It's funny. And yes, well, there's an ad on it. I put ads on everything. I put ads on every single thing I've ever done. Why? It's funny how many of you Patriot guys are communists, too. You ever notice that? We need Rex to work for free, benevolently. Like, just because my job is this, what do you do for a living? You work at the grain bin? You want me to just, should I expect you to work for me for free? Come over with your grain truck and pick up a load of grain, but are you telling me you only delivered propane to my house because you wanted money? How dare you, sir? You guys are freaking ridiculous communists. You guys are no different than Antifa with a cowboy hat or like a grunt style shirt on. Same thing. Same thing as Antifa or these people like Key in Cars. Same thing, that's you guys. The ones of you that cry for someone else having a job. My job is to communicate the reality of what's available on the market because I'm a professional in that market. The gravitas has been mine for years on that. I know how to read numbers. I can do a scientific test. It's not hard. Don't be mad at me because Asia is building better glass than the expensive stuff from ancient Germany. I mean, like, who's the shill here? Who do you guys work for? I mean, do you have different numbers than me? So I didn't realize either. I honestly thought the Schmidt and Bender because it's always been my favorite. Anyone who knows me, I'm always talking about them. Like, well, if you want to really be if you really want to be cool, then get a Schmidt. It's a joke. Because actual professionals will use whatever hammer works or whatever drill bit works. It doesn't matter what brand it is for a true professional. Unless your identity is tied up in your kit. You guys tell me, did Stevie Ray Vaughan have the most expensive guitar in the world? Yes or no? No, he didn't. What do you have, like a Strat that was all beat up? Guess what? He knew how to play the guitar. Same thing with Jimi Hendrix. You think he bought the most expensive guitar amp and guitar ever and that's what made that happen? You guys have a hyperfixation on your tools, your elite tools. A hyperfixation on elite tools is completely indicative of your adolescence in the field. On the Dunning-Kruger curve, you're in that adolescence phase where you think you know everything, but you haven't seen shit. So continue to cry me a river. But Rex, the more expensive scope has to see more clearly. What do they pay people? What do they pay the robot that does a better job than the people do now? Technology changes. Just like you can get a Honda Civic from the newspaper classified ads for $500. It's all smashed up and rusty. Put a new battery in it, change the oil, and it'll still be more reliable than a $500,000 antique car. You know why? Technology difference. Stuff changes. So if you want to cry, then why don't you go build something better? You build something better. Oh, wait, you're too busy typing hate mail to poor Rex on the keyboard, which I will leverage to my maximum advantage in a capitalist world, because I am a capitalist. And so if you guys want one of these forbidden optics that's cheaper than the expensive elite ones, that works better actually, called the Arken EP5 series, or the SH4 is practically as good, even the cheap ones, then you can use the Rex code. How do you like this one? You can use the Rex code at checkout and save as much money as possible as anywhere else online. But if you want the really expensive scopes too, I can leave links. Text me and I'll leave you a link on that one. What doesn't matter to me? Why would I care what you have? Is that self-centered? Do you think people care what scope you like better? I'm here to communicate which tools work fine and and which one's how, or medium or good. I have no, I mean, like, if tomorrow it failed, then I would tell you it failed. You know, I've done that before. There was other companies that, Rex are shilling for SWFA. Okay. I mean, but stuff changes over the years. Like, I've always been intellectually honest. And yes, I've always given you the links to where stuff is at. Did you know that's how the world works? Oh, no, wait, I forgot. You're a freaking communist. And Rex isn't allowed to. You go to the steakhouse. Rex, why do you charge money for your Patreon channel where you train people how to not be a communist and how not to be a crybaby and how not to smoke your own pipe smoke 24/7, your own propaganda, your activity, your pride, your inactivity, your pride, your ego, which leads you to type Rex hate mail like a 14-year-old girl throwing a fit on the computer as a grown man, adult, maybe. Antifa with cowboy hats and grunt style shirts. Pretty tough, gotta tell you. In fact, it scares me. I'm scared of it. So, you can go to the Patreon page if you want to. But guess what? When you go to Rex's Steakhouse and you want a T-bone steak, then you have to pay for the T-bone steak. This is not a communist soup kitchen operation. I get plenty for free in the soup kitchens. That's why you guys are on a free YouTube video complaining. Rex is trying to make money. It's a free video. You watched it for free. You should be thanking me for making you a free video, right? Continue to demonstrate your quality. We use those comments, by the way, in our training classes as examples of how not to behave. We make fun of you. I post them. I take snaps and share it. All right, guys, let's use scientific content analysis. What is this guy's malfunction? How many times did he refer to himself in his extremely huge cowboy hat? Which is fine. I have a cowboy hat right up there. Want to see it? See that cowboy hat right there? Next to the guitar. Oh, that's a high dollar guitar. I must be a shill for Martin guitars. How about this one? What's that bass over there? Yamaha bass. Oh, yeah. I'm working for Yamaha because I like it. I like the Yamaha. I'm getting tired of this, Rex. You're not even showing the other bass. You people are insane. Hyper-focused on equipment. How about playing the bass properly or the guitar? You know, I've thought it'd be funny. I'll get a short Model E Enfield, an old smelly, maybe one of the NATO conversions, because then I can find ammo for it. And maybe I'll put, what's the old shotgun news company that sold those no brand name straight 6x42 scopes for like $29? I have one of those in the drawer someplace. It works fine. Maybe I'll mount that up on my Enfield and just shoot water bottles with that at 1,000 yards, because it'll do the same thing. If you zero it, it's a little more tricky to get in zero. But like, would you cry about that then? You're a shill for Enfield. I'm a shill for Enfield? That's just ridiculous. Yeah, I bet you're the kind of kids that would pause a movie and then get the tattoo from the tough guy on the movie. And then you would like go on Facebook and see the coolest. I bet you watch the whatever commercial about whatever it is. If you identify with your equipment enough to get mad when cheaper stuff comes out that works better, that's on you. Not my malfunction, man. So yes, unfortunately, the Toyota Corolla does have more horsepower than the antique Rolls Royce and is more reliable. I would drive that across the United States way before I would take an antique Rolls Royce across the country. 100%. And no, I'm not being paid off by Toyota. And I know Toyota is so terrible because it's not American. It's made in Indiana or whatever. Calm down. Is this entertaining for you guys? I hope so. But I never miss a beat on an opportunity to task stack. So here I am. Hope you enjoy this one. For much more, and if, by the way, guys, if you also are exhausted by the adolescence of the communities that you'll see with no gates or filters, like the public ones, you can join us on Patreon if you want. You're welcome to come over, come check it out. Our gates and filters, like by paying $5, which is 17 cents a day, all the communists and crybabies, they can't figure out how to get in there. It's an impervious Fort Knox type wall. They don't have a wallet. Their mom didn't let them have their wallet. So they're not on there talking smack. It's just high quality individuals who can find 17 cents. For this and many more life principles, you may support the operation on Patreon, and we have over 50 exclusive posts there as well. For what else? How else can I be American right now? Oh yeah, I need to repeat again. Code REX. When you go into the Arken store at checkout, you type that in there, huge discount. So, yeah. I love you guys. Sincerely. Thank you for participating in this experiment of freedom. Rex out.